So I wanted to take some time to talk to you about the way that society shows its values through the material culture that it has. So when I say material culture, what I mean is the clothing, I mean the architecture, I mean the bric-a-brac that people filled their houses with, right? So I've got three things here that are going to help me to talk about the idea of conspicuous consumption, which is a very Victorian ideology, right? So conspicuous means it can be seen, and consumption in this case is talking about the goods that people are buying, right? So they're trying to show off the things that they can purchase, right? They're trying to be very open about what it is that they can own, right? Think about this as the person who buys Balenciaga slides, right? That person is trying to show you that they have enough money to buy whatever they want, right? So I've got three things here. What a good hallmark of conspicuous consumption is it's things that you don't really need, but that are like cool, right? So the first thing I have here is a paperweight. So you can see this paperweight is made of glass, and inside it says Home Sweet Home. It has a little image of a home etched into it, right? So this is a really useful thing to have, right? So in houses that didn't have central air, right, so didn't have air conditioning, the windows would be open, letting the breeze in to keep the house cool, especially in the summertime and the spring when it gets hot. And so to keep papers from blowing around, they would have paperweights, right? You could very easily just go out to your garden, find a rock, wash it off, dry it off, and use that as a paperweight. But this is showing I have money. I can spend money on things that I could otherwise just get for free, right? This is a special adornment that I can have, right? Another example of that is this Cruet Set. So in the gift giving, right? So the Victorian age was a high time of gift giving. People were, especially adults, were giving gifts to other adults for the first time in a very significant way for the first time, right? So this is a Cruet Set. Cruet Sets are things that have kind of gone out of fashion. This is kind of the great-grandfather of the little container of jellies and sweet and low packets and salt and pepper and hot sauce that you have at a diner when you go to a diner. So this is like its great-grandfather, right? So this is a little thing. It rotates, as you can see here. It's silver-plated, and it has etched glass. These are individually called cruets that may have had different kinds of ketchups or vinegars or salts or nice little seasoning things to add on to your meal. This would have contained mustard here. This would have held a little thing of mustard, made mustard. What I love about this here, this piece, is it belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Wagonman from the Ladies' Society. There's a little inscription here that says it was given to them. I imagine it was given as a wedding gift. So it would have been a thing that they would have been given, they would have received for their wedding. The Wagonmans did. So on the topic of gift giving, the last thing I want to show you is this little demi-tasse, this little tiny cup that says present on it, right? I kind of love the idea of giving a gift that is labeled as a gift. So you have no confusion in your mind that this is a gift. So this is interesting because this cup was likely never meant to be drank out of, right? People never intended for someone to have their coffee or tea or their lemonade, whatever you have, out of this cup. This cup was meant to sit on the shelf in your parlor and show and remind you that someone gave me this as a gift, right? So again, this has no purpose, right? This has absolutely no purpose whatsoever other than to be dusted later on in life. But it shows the way that people were spending money for each other and for themselves and trying to be conspicuous, trying to show off the wealth they had accrued, right? With industrial boom, people had more mobility in terms of their finances than they had in the past. So they were able to buy little things like this for their friends in ways that they had not been able to previously. So thank you for joining me for a quick snippet into the conspicuous consumption of our Victorian ancestors.